Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 2. Last time, we finished the GS campaign at long last. This time, I believe I went over my setup last time, but since it's been a few days since I did even that, and a few days since I've actually played this game, I should probably look at what I'm dealing with here. Spear codes, we're going to want those. Momo, you want damage over spear codes, but we do need status resist, and EP half will be helpful. This is at the end of the Damarung, and this is kind of a rematch of sorts. This is a variant or a upgraded version of the boss at the top of Heaven's Ruins. And even though in my test run I had no trouble with this, I then had trouble with them and actually got game over when I attempted to record. So I scrapped that recording, and we're going to try again. Of course, I did that right after my test run, so now I'm not nearly as fresh with what I'm actually supposed to be doing in this fight. Now, he has... I actually don't even have my notes handy, geez. He pretty much is all about his gun, just like the other one was, and I used Kaiser to annihilate the other one, knowing that this one was coming up so that I would have a better chance of showing off a more difficult fight against him. And, well, technically, there's nothing preventing me from just using Kaiser to waste this guy like I've done in some of the previous boss fights. I think it's probably a little bit of a better option to have some fun with this guy. I'm going to go find my notes. One sec. Okay, so as I mentioned... Oops, I did not need to stock. Oh well. As I mentioned in the previous episodes, there are 3 enemies that are unique to the North American translation of this game. This is one of them. As soon as we get to this point in the guide I've been following, the official information, the official numbers, the 200% weak to this, 250 to that, are no longer available. Now, the reason for that, and we want best ally on everybody in this fight, is mainly because, from what I've heard anyway, a lot of guides are written, at least in Japan, by the publishers of the game themselves. So they have all these numbers because they're the ones who program them into the game. Now, admittedly, I probably should have done best ally before I did all my stalking, but hopefully that won't come back to bite me in the ass. But anyway, so now my guide no longer has percentages. They all just have, oh, it's weak to beam, weak to aura, weak to slash, and weak to ether. The ether one's kind of weird. He changes the amount that he's weak to Momo's attack a couple of times in the fight, depending on what attacks he's used and other weird stuff. And he has a break zone of C, B, B, C. So once we've got that, I'm not going to set up attacker or anything like that. I do want to just throw up Aura Sword on everybody since he's weak to aura. And I want to set a chain going. Now, in addition to that, I don't want to do too much damage. I have a feeling that's what ended up getting me game over in my previous attempt at this recording, is doing too much damage up front, and he skipped a stage of all of his setup. Now, every time he does his reload ability, he loads a different type of ammunition, and he can do different types of damage, and doing that on that slot probably did not help matters. Okay, so... let's boost you. I don't think... yeah, I can't use the move command. So we're going to go CB. And we're going to go CB and hit you up. And I'm going to try and use as much as I can of my boost so I can get it all the way back up. And I did it wrong. Well, that kind of sucks. Instead of screwing around, I'm just going to... I tell you what the, what this guy's break is, and then I go and screw it up because I don't know how to enter commands. I've already tried to record this twice. I'm not doing it again unless I die. So let's just let's roll with it. Mistakes happen. Of course, now I'm probably going to have to re-Aura Sword everybody, and since I'm going to do that, I'm going to heal as well. Now, he can do a couple of things. When he reloads, he's going to get different types of attacks. All of his attacks are piercing based, hence why I'm protecting against them. Let's see here. Stock one more time, and then healing. In case that's an ether slot. Oh well. I still need to heal anyway. I was kind of just trying to avoid him being on a buff slot. Of course, Pierce doesn't help, or Critical doesn't help either. So yeah, I'm just going to re-establish Aura Sword because I'm probably going to end up running out if I don't. But yeah, you do a lot more damage when you can launch him into the air. Ow! He does like to combo boost, and when he does, Momo dies very easily. As you can tell, I'm already running short on EP because I completely botched the start of this battle. More than anything, I don't want to have to go through my explanation again. I don't mind re-recording from the start. I don't want to have to explain everything, because every time I have to re-record something and re-explain something, I end up forgetting half of what I said. So, anyway, let's try this again. CB. BC. And then raise him up. There we go. I figured it out. I'm not completely incompetent after all. Yay. You can go on that one. In fact, I'm going to boost you again, so I'm going to hit a couple of times.
Yeah. Charging.
And then we're going to unload all of yours, boost you. And then we're going to boost Momo and hope that that's on an Ether up slot. Or we could have nothing. That works too, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to unload everything she's got here. Yeah, as I was saying, sometimes she seems to do a lot of damage at the start of the fight, and sometimes she does not. So I did some damage. Now he's going to start his fear levels, and as he raises them, he gets buffs. These can be anything from... I gotta heal. You gotta stock. I gotta do... he can do anything from raising his stats, casting quick, and to the worst one of all, break block. That one really screws you over. We're going to heal up because we really need the healing. Other thing, well, I was going to do boost, but that's even better. Now I should be full HP and ready to go again. You don't want to go straight forward and try and kill him right off the hop. So we've taken off 2,200 or 22,000 of his HP. We've got 33,000 left. Of course, you just got yourself almost annihilated again. He likes to pick on Momo. And this is kind of... Okay, he's going to do that. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, he loves to pick on Momo, and he loves to combo boost on Momo, where he'll hit her into the air with one of his attacks, or down her, or whatever he does, and then hit her with another attack and do like 3,000 damage. These are the game super bosses. It shouldn't surprise you that they're pretty powerful. Magazine empty. I will take that. Each of his magazines, the different types of attacks he can do as he reloads, each of those, despair, sorrow, whatever, they all lead to different types of attacks. That may have been break block, I'm not sure. Basically, I'm going to ignore most of what he is talking about with his fear levels, because at the end of his fear levels, once he reaches fear level maximum, he'll get all those buffs, but then he'll inflict L stun on himself. By doing so, his fear will be maximum, as they say, and it's kind of a strange setup. You can boost, and what happens at that point is I think he stays at that point for a little while in his stun. Ow, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? Or not. Well, I am more than happy for him to keep buffing himself up as long as he's not hurting me. Momo, heal self. Now, Momo with Ether Burst on an Ether Up slot with healing is awesome. Definitely love that. You need to stock, you need to stock. Basically, what I want is I want him to continue... Ow.
I'm sorry.
That's why we have Best Ally, though. And that is exactly why I put Best Ally on there, is specifically because he loves to do that kind of crap. So Best Ally again. This time we won't use Momo to do it, because Momo, even though she has EPS, she has Ether Burst, so she still uses a lot of EP on it. And here's level 5. Now, what I'm going to do here... you need to stalk. I'm going to use... Or not. Are you going to let me attack you? That's a lot of damage.
I'm sorry.
Now, does that cancel her turn? It does cancel her turn. Buried Alive is the attack that he uses now, which sometimes, if it's guarded, it only does like 300. If not, it does a crap ton of damage, as you can tell. So I need another turn. Hopefully KOS-MOS gets her turn next. And then I'll do what I wanted to do a little while ago. No, I'm almost dead.
I'm sorry.
You're not helping him. This is pretty much how I ended up getting game over before. See what I mean by sometimes we will just guard against and it does next to nothing. So once he starts doing a shit ton of damage like this, you need to do Annihilation fast. Then you need to boost, heal everybody, make sure everybody's revived and all that jazz. But Annihilation, of course, clears the statuses, so I want to do that for sure. I'm going to use the item instead of the spell because I'm low on EP.
Use this.
Of course, now I'm going to have to set up more boosts. Would you stop killing Momo before I get a chance to do anything? There we go. Fear is maximum. He is overwhelmed. He now has L stun on him, so now I don't have to worry about him being a pain in the ass anymore. I think he has a 50% chance to remove that every time you hit him. So before we do hit him at all, we need to buff up. So make sure everyone's fully healed as well. That would be beneficial. And then make sure your boosts are maxed, and then buff up. So that's pretty much how this is going to work. Hopefully I don't have any more continuously knocked out every time I get a turn situations going on, because that really, really frustrating. Okay, best ally on you, because you don't have that. Of course, that lowers your EP to next to nothing. You're going to have to guard, I think, on the next turn. I'm not sure if he'll get out of his L-stun status on his own. You may need to attack him, which I guess is beneficial to keep building up over time. But I'm going to start with Ether Spear. And then you can go with Attacker. And so that I don't have to stock with Jin, I'm just going to use an item on him, just so he has enough EP to buff up. And first thing is Attacker. Momo has so many turns, I'm going to have to re-establish her, her Ether Spear at some point. But for now, we're going to set up Aura Sword. Let's go Jin first, since he'll probably get a turn after everybody else. And you need Aura Sword as well. And so I'm going to re-establish Ether Spear, since I'm sure that already ran out, because she's so damn fast. She has so many turns. And now Jin should have a turn. And let's set up Aura Sword on you. Now I should be able to go straight for the kill, hopefully. I don't want to start with Momo, unfortunately. Do I need to put on anything else? I could waste a max boost in this fight. Sure, why not? That's fine. It doesn't really matter, but anyway. Momo, you are so fast. You are ridiculous. Okay, so CB. And then we'll boost you again. BC. Kick you all the way up. And we hopefully should have enough to kind of keep this going for a little while. So I'm going to hit a couple of times.
Charging.
Boost Jin, unload the rest of your stock, build up my boost gauge. And then we'll boost Momo. And hopefully that's an ether slot. Never seems to be an ether slot. We're going to boost you. Have a couple of attacks here. So Momo should have enough damage to kill him. I just have to keep boost up. And we'll boost you on the next turn, KOS-MOS. And I don't want to boost and use up all of Momo's turns with the buffs on there. So I'm going to use another character to do that instead. And this should be pretty much it. And he's done. Oh, one of his buffs is safety level. I forgot about that. And that must have been the last one, because I used Annihilation right before the last one. So that's rather unfortunate. Yeah, he, I guess he healed. That's rather unfortunate. I'm probably going to have to break him again. So let's see here. You can stalk, and you can stalk. Now, Memory of Time, this is one of his other attacks. What he does is, it was on the critical slot that happened. He's going to remember that one and use Immolation, a fire attack that hits all allies, does a lot of damage. So make sure you're not getting hit by that. So I'm going to use Aura Sword on you.
Mystic powers, grant me a miracle.
And let's see here. I'm going to cast Boost 1 with you. And that should put me in a decent spot with to start with you. And then I'll boost you, go CB. Should be enough to take him out this way. And you, BC, lift you up. And I'm just going to boost because I have a feeling you're probably going to kill the guy. And we'll boost Momo, and she'll finish things off for me. It's unfortunate that the one spell that he got off was... there's your extra damage there. And times 4 was safety level, which is why he survived with 1 HP, even though I did actually kill him on that round. Now that fight really doesn't need to take that long. In my testing, I was 7 to 10 minutes that fight took me instead of 17. So, oh yeah, all 3 of the super bosses will drop Emax 300 or an auto recover. The auto recover is the rare item. I don't really care as long as I have one of these that kind of helps me along. But you can steal both of them from each guy if you want. It's a benefit, or a really useful way of getting money if you somehow haven't finished that quest by now. But if you haven't finished that GS quest by now, really, the rewards for it are Jin Swimsuit, which at this point you'll probably never use unless you're leveling up, you know, trying to get more skill points by fighting normal enemies. And what else you get? You get Skill Upgrade Ease, and you get X-Buster, which I've never used once. But the Skill Upgrade Ease could still be useful. I still have some. In fact, I'll probably make use of some of them before too long. Anyway, there are only 2 bosses left. And one of them, as I've said before, is in Old Miltia. And that's a character boss fight. And the other one is in the desert. We kind of took a peek at that one as we came back from Dark Urda Kaiser. But that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.